everyone, so today's video is an update for my no buy, and this has kind of turned into a low buy, but I guess it was technically a low buy to begin with. So if you have been watching this series and these videos from me, you would know that I actually did an extra update after my second quarter update. So usually I do these updates quarterly, but I did one in June, and then I actually ended up filming another one in July about a month later, after I had basically broken my no buy and actually decided to buy makeup that weren't repurchases. So I was basically only allowed to repurchase makeup products like eyebrow pencils or concealer if I ran out, and I ended up purchasing makeup obviously that wasn't a refill. So I ended up filming another update about the products that I ended up buying, and I kind of shared a lot of my thoughts in that video, and it has now been a couple months since then, and I bought a few more products. I'm calling this pretty much a low buy now instead of a no buy, because I am allowing myself to buy makeup, just being very conscious and mindful about what I'm bringing into my collection. So I do have quite a big haul here. I mean, it's not huge, but compared to what it was the previous no buy updates, it is. So I will be sharing these products with you today and just kind of sharing with you my thoughts again on my no buy, sort of my updated thoughts, because obviously my mind changes every month or so about my no buy. So I will tell you what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year and how this is sort of going to work, what I've spent, what I have left in my budget. So I started off with initially a $300 budget for beauty and skincare. Well, I guess skincare is kind of beauty. So basically a $300 budget for all beauty. So makeup, skincare, hair care, anything like that, body care. So I had $300, but I was basically only allowing myself to repurchase things that I needed that I had run out of. And for skincare, that is like easy for me. I don't purchase loads and loads of skincare that I don't necessarily need. My only issue with purchasing products that I don't need is with makeup. So I feel like I just sort of made it a whole beauty no buy, just because all those kind of go together in that category. So I sort of changed my mind a little bit, and I ended up splitting it into makeup and then other beauty products, since my real issue is just with makeup and kind of the reason I'm doing this no buy in the first place. So I ended up changing my budget to give myself $300 for makeup and $300 for any other beauty, so hair care, body care, skincare type of products that's not makeup. So I did change my budget because $300 really isn't that much. Like, I would probably just spend $300 on repurchasing products that I've used up that I actually need. So that doesn't allow me any sort of wiggle room within the year to purchase other products, and it's really not about the money. So I don't really want to put a price tag on it, which was another issue I found throughout the year with this no buy. So next year I will be sort of restructuring my no buy a little bit to make it more about the number of products that I'm bringing into my collection rather than the amount of money I'm spending, because with my no buy I've also found that I would rather spend a little bit more money on a product that I'm gonna enjoy more than to just buy a product from the drugstore because it's cheap. So that has my mindset has kind of changed in terms of where I like to buy makeup and how I like to spend my money over this year. So I've kind of moved towards not necessarily buying luxury products, but just buying products that I all around really think I will love based on the packaging and the actual product and just the whole aesthetic of the product, as well as being conscious of what brands I am purchasing from. So I just find that I would rather purchase or support smaller indie brands, which are usually more expensive. But anyways, I feel like I'm kind of going on a rant, but I guess that does kind of relate to my no buy. So like I said, I have kind of changed my budget a little bit to where I'm allowing myself to purchase $300 worth of makeup and $300 worth of any other beauty products, and I will stay within that budget but I'm not sure if I will allow myself to like take from my beauty budget to put into my makeup budget. You know what I mean? If I don't use my whole beauty budget that doesn't include makeup, which I feel like I won't, because as we get into the numbers, you guys will see. But let's just go ahead and get into this little haul part of the video. So I will go in sort of chronological order. So first of all, I went to Ulta Beauty like in real life, in person, which I literally never done. I've never been into an Ulta Beauty until then, and I did need a few skincare sort of refills. So I decided to purchase this Good Molecules Daily Brightening Serum, which I've wanted, and I didn't have a serum in my collection, and I really wanted to try this one. So I have been using this. I bought this at the end of July. I don't know what that noise was. Sorry if you hear weird noises. My window is open because it's super hot in here. But I have been using this and I do enjoy it. I feel like I don't notice a huge difference, but I feel like with skincare products like this, it's kind of hard to notice if like they actually work or not. And then, so I bought that from Ulta, and I also bought the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors Plus HA, which is technically a repurchase. Well, it is a repurchase. I did have like a smaller version of this. I got in one of their little sets, and I really enjoyed it. So I decided to repurchase this because I had run out of my night moisturizer, and I feel like I will continue to use this for my night and daytime moisturizer, but I am almost done with my current like morning moisturizer, so I will continue to just use this after that one's gone. Both of these were $16.68, so I mean, they're kind of drugstore products, so that's not too bad, especially for skincare products. Next up, we have actually some samples that I ordered from Kosas. I was really craving to try some of their products, so I figured instead of trying like full-size products and then either not liking them or buying the wrong shade, I would just buy some samples, which obviously is a lot more cheaper because you're just getting a sample. So I ended up getting the oh my god, I cannot speak. The Sun Show Moisturizing Baked Bronzer. So this came with the light, medium, and deep shade. As you can see, probably I've used the light shade and the medium shade. I will actually probably use the dark shade as like a eyeshadow because I don't really just want to throw this out because I paid for it. So I'll probably use that up as an eyeshadow, but obviously this is like a tiny little powder sample, so I really only got like 1 or 2 uses out of each of these. So I did enjoy this bronzer. I just feel like it's not really worth the money. I feel like there's other more glowy bronzers that are better than this. I'm gonna try not to review these as much and just sort of like make this more of a haul than like a review type video. The next up is this Wet Lip Oil Gloss sample from Kosas, obviously, and I have used like 3.5 kind of these. Also, these are like, they come with literally no product, and how are you supposed to like apply this to your lips? Like, I don't understand. I'm literally like been rubbing my lips on the foil, so that's how I've kind of been using these, and they're really like, I don't know, these samples aren't pointless, but they're just not the most, like, they don't make the most sense. I wish they would give you like an actual little sample in a tube that you could actually apply, even though that way they probably give you more product. So I do like this in that you get to try out a lot of the shades, but this, again, I probably wouldn't pay full price for like a tinted lip gloss, lip tint type of product like this, so I don't think this is really worth the full price tag. I did want to just try it out. I was curious because obviously a lot of people do rave about these. And then next up, I decided to just throw in their Weightless Lip Color, which is all of their lipsticks, and I like that obviously they give you all of the shades so you can kind of figure out what works for you, and if you find a shade that you really love in here, then you could purchase it in the full size. So I'm kind of excited to have all of these, but once I like open them, they're kind of annoying to use. Like, obviously I would have to use a lip brush with them, and then once they're open, they're just kind of sitting there open, so I feel like there's no way to really close them back up again. But I was kind of, with this one, hoping to find like my perfect nude within these, and then if I really love a shade in here, I could purchase the full size. So I haven't dipped into any of these yet. I haven't opened it yet, so we'll see how I feel about this when I do open it. And then really the main thing I wanted to try from them was their Revealer Concealer. This was kind of the reason for this purchase because I didn't want to just purchase the full-size concealer. It is $28, which is pretty expensive, and obviously I wouldn't know exactly what shade I was. I would kind of just be guessing. So I decided to purchase this because I get to try out the shades and figure out which one actually matches me. So the issue with this is obviously I can't use all of these shades, so I have pretty much like at least half of these that I can't even use. So I'm gonna try to give these to one of my friends, but even then, like, they probably wouldn't even use it unless they're like really into makeup. So yeah, I don't know how I feel. That's the reason I also don't like these samples, is because you get shades, especially shades like this, where you're not going to be able to use half of them. So I feel like it's almost just like a waste. It's probably not very good for the environment, especially if I just end up throwing half of these out. So I probably wouldn't really purchase samples like this again unless it was like a sample that was actually like a mini version of the product instead of like these little foil packet type things. But I am really excited that I got to try this out, and you can see I've ripped out the shades that probably are most likely to match me, and I've started using them, and I actually really love this concealer. So you'll see I do have a few concealers in my collection now, a few more than before, so I'm probably not going to buy this anytime soon, but this may be like the next concealer that I end up purchasing. I feel like this is going to be such a long video, but next up is this Kosas Air Brow. I just decided to throw in this little sample. It is a clear brow gel, and I've been wanting to try out a clear brow gel, so that is kind of the reason I threw this into my cart. And I do like it. I feel like you don't have to spend however much money the full size of this is to get a good clear brow gel. So I would probably just end up going to the drugstore for a clear brow gel when I run out of this one. And then after I purchased those samples, I didn't really realize, but Kosas emailed me and they actually give you a gift card for the amount of money you spend on samples, which makes a lot of sense because obviously you're buying samples, you're wanting to try out the products to potentially buy them full size. So they give you a credit for the amount of money that you spent. So those samples, I did actually end up spending $20.19, but that includes tax. So I got a $19 credit or like gift card for the Kosas, and I couldn't just let $19 go to waste. So I was trying to find a product that was like about $19, like I was willing to pay a few dollars, and I was potentially going to buy some of the wet lip oil glosses. I was gonna buy the set of 3 that they have on their website, but I decided I don't really need any more lip products, and I mean I would use those, but I wouldn't necessarily use them a lot because I just have so many lip products in my collection. So I actually decided to purchase their Mixed Metals Trio 10-second eyeshadow. So basically this is a trio of their 10-second eyeshadows, and it comes with the shade Supreme, which they describe as a warm glittery gold. So this one is like a little bit more orangey. And then it also comes with the shade Globe, which was kind of the main reason I ended up purchasing it because everyone raves about this. I believe Jamie Page Beauty was like the first one to discover this and recommend it to literally everyone. So they describe this as a neutral champagne, which it really is like the perfect neutral one and done shadow. And then they also give you the shade Astronaut, which is actually limited edition, which I thought was kind of cool, and it's a very unique shade that I don't have in my collection. And they describe this as a cool shimmery silver. So I was hesitant to purchase these because I don't use single eyeshadows very much, but I don't have a ton of single shadows in my collection anymore, and I really wanted to try these just because the hype kind of sucked me in, but I was also just very intrigued because it's a different formula than any other liquid shadow that I've seen. They're super liquidy, almost like water. So I was just curious to see how they would apply and if they're actually as good as everyone says they are. And now I kind of understand the hype of the shade Globe. So I'm actually really excited that I purchased these. And like the shade Astronaut, how much am I really going to use this? But I only paid $6 for these 3, and one of them I believe is like $28, 20 something dollars. So that's like a really good deal, and I'm happy that I got these for only $6 because I feel like I would buy Globe at the full price knowing now how much I like it, and it really is worth the hype. I feel like they're super versatile and super easy to work with. So next up, Cloven Hollow did rebrand. So they actually had a really great sale going on, and I've been wanting to try Cloven Hollow for a while. So I ended up purchasing one of their Hydra Tint serum blushes. I've never tried a serum blush before, so I've been really intrigued to try one. So I'm really excited to try this out some more. And then I also got the Cloven Hollow concealer in the shade 03, which I was debating on which shade to get because I always purchase concealers in shades that are way too light for me. So I went with a little bit of a darker shade, and this is actually a little bit too dark for me, but I feel like it kind of worked. Like I can kind of make it work. I've been really loving this, and I also just love the formula in general. If this like matched me perfectly, I would really love wearing this like all over my face pretty much. I really love the finish of it, and it's just like super thin, but it gives good coverage. So I have been really loving this, and I'm so glad that I ended up purchasing it because I think these are usually like $22, and they did rebrand, so I'm not sure if they just repackaged this or they actually changed the formula, but they still have a concealer in their line. But I ended up paying $16.30 for both of these when they're both over $16, I believe. Next up, I did also go to Sephora the same day I went to Ulta, so I guess these aren't technically in the right order. Actually, that's not true because I think I went to Sephora after I went to Ulta. Yeah, so I went to Sephora a few days after I went to Ulta because my boyfriend was actually visiting, so we were just kind of like exploring and going random places. So I couldn't go into Sephora and like not treat myself. So there were a few things I had in mind to look at and swatch and see what they had in stores. So the first one, which was the main thing that I knew I was going to end up purchasing, is the Tower 28 lip gloss in the shade Cashew. And when I got in store, this looked a lot different than I was expecting it to look for some reason. I think it was like the Sephora lighting that was sort of tripping me up and making it look not weird, but just not what I expected it to look like. So after getting this out of store, like walking out with it and then looking at it, I do like the color a lot better. I do really love this. The formula of this is really nice. It feels really comfortable on the lips, but it almost smooths out my lips. Like I've never had a gloss do that where it almost makes your lips not more plump, but it just kind of fills in all the lines and makes them look so smooth. So I do really love the formula of this gloss. Obviously I have to wear it a bit more to get more well-rounded thoughts on it, but so far I do really love this. And then I was kind of browsing around the store, and I was potentially going to buy one of the Melt blush lights, but I don't think they had the shade that I wanted in store. And I saw the Danessa Myricks display, which I've been wanting to try Danessa Myricks, and they didn't have a very extensive amount of options in store. They really only had a few products from Danessa Myricks. So I actually ended up purchasing a Vision Flush, which they had the exact shade that one of the shades that I really wanted to try. This is in the shade Nutcracker, which Cashew Reviews Beauty basically made me buy because this is like the perfect contour bronzer shade. It's sort of that really pretty like neutral brown shade, perfect for like contour, but it also sort of warms up the skin a little bit. It's not like super cool, it's pretty neutral. So I do really love the way it looks on the cheeks. That's how I used it the like 1 or 2 times that I tried it out, but I feel like this would also be really nice on the eyes. So I need to experiment a little bit more with this, but I am really happy that I did purchase both of these products at Sephora because they're products that I've been wanting for a pretty long time. Next up, I ended up making a purchase from the Lip Bar. I know this seems like a lot of products, but this was also over the span of about 2 months. So This was also when I was going back to school, so my stress levels were pretty high, and when I purchased these lip bar products, I was already in school. So again, some of these may have been kind of retail therapy a little bit, but I'm very okay with that because sometimes you just have to treat yourself, even though it may not be the best decision. But I'm really happy that I did buy all of these products. I don't regret any of these purchases. So from the lip bar, I initially was going to buy a lot more than I did end up buying, so I'm really happy about that. But I was really intrigued by this Skin Glow Highlighting Skin Serum. So this is basically like a primer. I got the shade Rose All Day, which is a little bit more pink, and I haven't used it yet. Also, this packaging is like so luxurious. I believe this was a little bit over $15. It was probably around the $15 range. And then the other product from the lip bar is this concealer. This is the Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer. I got mine in the shade Ivory, which is the lightest shade, and I don't know, it might be a little bit too light for me, but I think these are supposed to be somehow like shade adjusting, which doesn't even make sense. They have like 6 shades in this, and their shade range does go from pretty light to very deep, at least from what I can tell, but obviously in between they're missing a lot of colors. So I don't know how I feel about the shade range of this, but we'll see how I like this concealer. I did just roll this into my monochromatic project pan, and I haven't used it yet, so it is brand new, but I am really excited to get some use out of this. I haven't even opened this yet. Okay, so the applicator is actually pretty cute. It's like a little doe foot, but it's kind of like a triangle shape, which I feel like would be really great for applying product in very precise areas. So I'm really excited to get some use out of these products, obviously, as well as all the other new products. And then I did end up making a purchase from Aether Beauty. So Aether Beauty recently did sort of a rebranding, repackaging. I guess it was a whole rebranding, and they were selling their old products like super discount because obviously they're rebranded, they repackaged things, so the packaging is not the same anymore. So it's like the old packaging, but it's the same great product inside. So it was super discounted, like more than 50% off, and I've been wanting to try Aether Beauty for a really long time, so I decided to purchase some products. I feel like, yes, it may have been a little bit retail therapy, but I needed these. So the first one is the highlighter, which was the main product I wanted and the thing that I knew that I was gonna purchase right when I saw that they were having a sale. So this is the Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter. Initially I wanted to get the pink one, but the pink one actually looks like a little bit more gold, and this one is kind of like more pink than the pink one, which is more gold, which doesn't make any sense. This is like the original one, and I do have this on my cheeks today over top of other highlighter, but this is super intense. It is kind of glittery on the cheeks. I don't know, I've only worn it a couple times, so I can't give my full opinion, but there's something about it that's just like super intense and wet looking and so beautiful. So I am happy to have this in my collection. I don't have like my full thoughts on it yet, but I am really excited to get some more use out of this, and the packaging is super unique. The other one that I got is the Amitrine Mini Crystal Palette. I have been wanting to try their eyeshadows, and I decided on this little mini quad because I do love mini palettes. I felt like I didn't really need any of their big palettes. Their big palettes just didn't really stick out to me, and I don't know, I just didn't love the color story of them, but this is just a little like cool tone mauve-y purpley sort of quad, and I really love tones like this, so I decided I would pick this one up as well. This is what I have on my eyes today. I actually am only wearing this quad, every single shade in here. I use the deep purple as a liner, the pink metallic shade on the inner portion of my lid, and then this other metallic shade on the outer portion of my lid, and then obviously I put the matte shade in the crease. And I actually used the highlight as a like inner lid, not inner lid, but like the center of the lid sort of highlight. So if you see like a little glow right in the middle of my lid, that is actually this highlighter, and I really love the way the look turned out. So I've been really enjoying experimenting a little bit with both of these, and I'm really excited to have them in my collection because I've been wanting to try Aether Beauty for so long, and I'm excited that I got to bring some new brands into my collection that I've really been wanting to try and support. So there's one more purchase actually, and it is a skincare purchase. So this one isn't as exciting, I feel like. But I did end up making a Paula's Choice order, which I've been wanting to try Paula's Choice, and I believe they were having some kind of sale and I needed refills on a couple of things. So I just decided to treat myself a little bit while also purchasing some products that I did actually need. So I was running low on sunscreen, so I decided to get the Extra Care Non-Greasy Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This is for face and body, so I intend pretty much just to use this on my face. So this will last me like forever. I'm almost done with the sunscreen I'm using right now. That one is from Australian Gold, I believe, and I do enjoy it. It just makes my eyes sting sometimes, so I'm happy or excited to try a new sunscreen. And then this did come with some mini samples, so I bought a few other products, but one of the mini samples was the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So this is a tinted SPF, and I do like this for days where I just kind of want like a little bit of coverage to even out my skin a little bit. And then I also decided to purchase, which was kind of like a treat myself, but also a really like a product that I would actually use and had wanted to try out. So this is a weightless body treatment, 2% BHA, salicylic acid, and antioxidants. So it's basically like a body moisturizer, but it's supposed to be really good and like sort of exfoliating if you have keratosis pilaris, like little bumps on the skin. So I did really want to try this. I'm currently using a body scrub with AHAs in it, and I use that like a couple times a week. So I want to sort of use this like interchangeably. If I'm not feeling like doing a body scrub in the shower, I'll just use this as my moisturizer afterwards instead. And then I also got the Paula's Choice Lip and Body Treatment Balm. So I like to use like sort of a lip mask every night before I go to bed, and this is a really great value for money because you're getting so much product. This is 0.5 ounces. I believe it's like $15, but I did get it on sale, and so this is a really great price. I haven't opened it yet because I'm working through a lip balm. I'm actually working through the e.l.f. lip balm, the one in the squeezy tube, and I apply that one before bed, but that is kind of almost done. And I also want to use this on my cuticles and on my nails before I go to bed as well. This was recommended by a YouTuber that I am forgetting the name of right now, but this is a really great value for money. She actually like calculated it based on like the Laneige lip mask and like other lip balms and stuff she's used. And then I did get a couple other samples. So I actually bought a sample of the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, which is like the iconic product from Paula's Choice, and I feel like I couldn't make an order without trying this, so I did end up purchasing just the sample size. I was going to purchase a full size, but I didn't want to spend quite that much money. And then I did get another sample that came as like a free sample. This is the Pore Normalizing Cleanser, so it's just a little sample size cleanser. Overall, my no-buy is going pretty well, although it doesn't look like it from this haul. I feel pretty good about my no-buy. So now getting into the actual numbers. So if you wanted to know, from those two products from Aether Beauty were $25.50, which is a really good deal because both of those are way more expensive than $25. And I also spent $59.50 on the skincare products from Paula's Choice, and there's actually one more purchase that has not come in yet. So there has been a pre-order going on for Salt New York for a really long time, for like a few months. the shipments ended up getting pushed back. It's like a whole thing, but if you follow Salt New York, you may know that. I did end up spending $41.50, so I did purchase from there. It was like a pre-order sale, so it was literally 50% off, which is such a good deal, and Salt New York doesn't have sales very often. So I ended up getting one of their blushes, one of their highlighters, and one of their bronzers. So thanks to Aether Beauty, she really convinced me to make that purchase, but I'm actually really happy that I made that purchase, and I can't wait for them to get in. But in total, so like I said, we changed my budget to $300 for beauty and $300 for makeup. So last update, before I ended up changing my budget, I had $114 left. So I obviously spent a lot more than my initial budget of just $300 with beauty and makeup combined. So in total, since the last update, for beauty, I ended up spending $76.18. And just on makeup, in the past about 2 months since my last update, I've spent $176.51. So in total, splitting up beauty and makeup with $300 for each, I now have left in my beauty budget, so not including makeup, I have $139.16 left. And then for my makeup budget, I have $22.73 left. So obviously my makeup budget is pretty low for these next few months, but I'm kind of okay with that. And like I said, I'm debating whether or not I should let my beauty budget carry over to my makeup budget, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to spend $140 just on beauty, which would pretty much just be skincare I would end up purchasing. So I'm definitely not going to spend that much. I feel like I won't go over my budget of $600 in total, but if it comes to buying makeup, because I know I will need an eyebrow pencil replacement, so I know I'm going to have to buy some makeup products. So if I end up going over by some dollars, I know I will stay under that $600 budget. So my makeup, I guess I'm saying my makeup can sort of go into my beauty budget and melt together as one, obviously, because I'm not going to end up using my whole beauty budget. So if I go a little bit over my $300 makeup budget, I am okay with that. So I guess I can use my remaining beauty budget on makeup if I really want to. I know I don't need any more makeup, so I'm going to just try to buy the replacements that I need. And obviously we're getting to the holidays, so there's going to be a lot more sales coming up, which is going to be very tempting. But because I did make all these purchases on products that I really wanted, and I'm really excited to try out, I feel like I'm kind of nourished for now on new makeup purchases. So I feel like right now I'm saying I really don't have the urge to buy anything new, but that may change when all the sales start happening and the holidays come around. So I'm not planning on buying any other makeup for the year. Also, I actually really don't think I'm going to buy any other makeup besides replacements, because there is the potential of Christmas presents, which could be makeup. So I feel like if there's anything I really want, I could put it on my Christmas list and have that as a Christmas gift instead of going into my budget to purchase those things. So the way I see it right now, I'm not gonna go over my budget of $600. My makeup budget might go over into my beauty budget a little bit, depending on the replacements I end up needing. But that is pretty much it for this update. Like I said, next year I will sort of change the structure of this a little bit and do it more based off of the number of products I'm bringing in rather than the dollar amount. So let me know down below in the comments how you guys do your no buy or low buy and how you guys are doing this year with it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do post new videos about 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.